Hey everybody, it's Val from Valslist Music. We just launched a new podcast series called There's a Band in My Basement. You probably don't know this about me, but we've had over 100 bands sleep in our house when they've come to do house concerts and everything for us. And we want to bring you, the audience, behind the scenes to hear about what it's like to have a band in our house and to know the bands that we love. Stay tuned. All of our content and these episodes are going to be on the Valslist YouTube channel. It's easy to find, and if you subscribe, then we can find you and ping you when the next episode comes. Welcome everybody, I'm Val Haller from Valslist, and this is episode 3 of There's a Band in My Basement, which is a brand new artist series we're doing where we interview our favorite bands who have slept in my house. That is something that not everybody can say. So today we are featuring a favorite of mine, Pat McKILLEN. He's a Chicago singer-songwriter. I think he has a voice like Dave Matthews. And so anyway, let's say hello to Pat.
Hey y'all, how's everybody?
How are ya?
I'm great. It's good to be here.
I know, it's good to be somewhere in this quarantine. Can you tell me about your venue, where you are right now?
Welcome to my bedroom. I'm not going to show you too much of it. I'm in Lincoln Park, Chicago. Just my little baby bedroom here. Got my bed right over here. Got all my concert posters behind me. I picked what I found to be the best corner to show you and to play for you here today. So,
on this day, is your laundry put away?
Laundry's done today. Laundry's done.
Okay, good.
We
are very lucky because the first episode, we thought we were going to have all the bands, we were going to require them to be in their bathrooms.
Yep.
Because the acoustics are good in a bathroom. But right away, I thought, this sort of isn't fair to ask the poor artist to have to do that, so. How's quarantine been treating you? Have you picked up any bad habits or good habits during the past 3 months?
No, actually, I've stayed really busy. It's been an interesting, just like everybody else, it's been an interesting way to kind of light a fire under me in terms of being an artist and being a musician. You kind of had there was that quick week where it was deer in the headlights and you didn't know what you were going to do. All the gigs had been pulled out from underneath you, but quickly pivoted, pulled out old projects, started new projects, started a live stream series.
I'm trying to remember how we met. Do you remember how you met me?
It was a
or
cold.
How I met you?
Yeah. So I believe I put out my first record in May of 2011, and
right.
It was. I made it in my parents' basement. So you had a band, and you got the bands in your basement.
Were you a college grad then? Because I know you went to Notre Dame.
Yep.
Had you graduated, or was this during school?
I had just graduated college, and in kind of a similar situation that we're in now. The job market was totally wrecked from the crash of 2008, and I was a finance major. So
oh god,
all the all those equity job, private equity jobs and all that stuff kind of dissolved, evaporated. And so people, like a lot of my classmates, were taking jobs and things that they weren't super passionate about because of just the way the market was. So I figured it was as good a time as any to chase a little bit of a dream. I'd been playing in bars for 4 years.
I know. How did your parents take that?
They're my biggest fans.
Cool?
They're my biggest fans.
They are.
Yeah.
I've met them. That's awesome because it's hard when your college kid or your college-bound kid tells you, you know what, I think I'm going to wait a while.
Yeah.
On that other kind of career because I really got to try my music out.
Yeah.
I got to do that first.
It was a leap of faith. So right after college, I moved home with my parents. I started writing and started recording. And then I went down to Austin for a couple months and lived with my aunt and just played out in the scene there. And what I did is I got my first real hacks in playing original music and seeing what worked and what didn't. And I saw that I had a lot of work to do. So I've used some of your music. We did a Lollapalooza video once. I think it was called something crazy like Adults Can Do Lala Too. So that's how I met you.
Seriously, that's when we met? I used your song?
Someone, I think, like Northwest Suburbs.
Friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend gave you a copy of my first CD that I had made, and thank you for listening, because I feel like a lot of people give them out and no one ends up listening. They just end up as coasters. But you listened and you heard Country Song for the City Girls from that first one, and you cold called me and said, "Hey, can I use this for my video?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I forgot. Yeah, I did cold call you. I was very brave and bold. I'm calling an artist. Oh my God. But Country Song for City Girls, another one of my very favorites. You got to listen to that, audience. So you play guitar. What other instruments do you play?
So I consider myself a competent guitarist for sure.
Sure.
I'm a rhythm guitarist though.
Okay, can you explain the difference?
Yeah, because as I don't play a lot of lead. I don't play scales. I'm self-taught, so really my job is to, especially as a solo artist, is to keep the song going. My right hand is almost a percussion instrument. It's almost like a shaker going throughout. So that's what keeps the pace of a song as the rhythm guitarist. And since I'm playing solo most of the time, and I do some looping, but when it's just me and a guitar, I have to drive the song enough so that it's just not bonfire camp sing-along songs. It's more than that.
It's not Kumbaya, my lord.
Yeah, but I always
Michael
said,
row the boat ashore.
Yeah, I always, whenever someone asks me, they say you're a guitarist, but I consider myself a vocalist first and foremost. I think my voice is my strongest asset for sure.
So put a little shake in your step, go. Put a little hope in the night. I'm waiting for the words to hear me. I'm waiting on the rest of my life. So put a little light in the darkness. Put a little faith in me. I'm trying to find a love around all. I'm trying to find the air to breathe. Ooh, the air to breathe. Don't worry about the lies and the secrets. Don't worry about the hands of time. So baby, put your eyes on me now. Put your little hands in mine. And feel that darkness on you. And feel that darkness shine. Breathe in, breathe out. And put your lips on mine. Oh no. Put your lips on mine. Love. Baby, there's blood in the water. Baby, there's blood in the street. Loose is the devil. Baby, there's blood in the water. Baby, there's blood in the street. Loose is the devil, and he's coming for me. Breathe in, breathe out, and put your lips on mine.
There's a little teaser.
I love that. Love that one. I've loved that one for a long time. Thank you so much for that. So Pat, I have so many more questions for you. First of all, you've been able to keep it going because you have a day job too, and you've done wedding. You've really done some practical things. And what advice would you give a young artist who's just starting out, the reality of it all, especially now with quarantine? Like, who knows how that's all going to go? But
totally.
So,
yeah. I mean, first and foremost, I've always wanted to be an original artist. I want to play my own music. I want to write my own music. That's the most special thing to me. But what can I do to keep that going, to make that financially feasible? Because until you're on tour somewhere, and not even these days, until you're selling merchandise and selling tickets, that just playing your songs isn't always enough. So what can I do that's going to both support me financially, but also help to further my career. And so I've just taken on every performance opportunity that I can that I think will teach me something. So I play, like, I grew up playing in bars, you know, and that's where I cut my teeth. And that's super important for any young artist, because you find out what works and what doesn't, what gets a rise out of people and what doesn't. If you're playing in a loud bar, yeah, that's frustrating sometimes that people aren't listening to you, but what can you do to get them on your side? Like, always learn how to read a room. And that's my favorite thing to do, is to start playing to a room that doesn't give a about me, and
Interesting.
and win them over.
That is huge. That is a piece of wisdom that I think everybody needs to know, because I think a lot of artists get pissed with that, rightly so.
Yeah.
The audience doesn't know they're doing anything wrong. They're at a bar and they love that music in the background, but they didn't know they were supposed to be quiet and listen.
Absolutely.
So for you to take that opportunity and learn how to read a room, or learn that a hush quiets people,
Yeah.
or a quiet song, or, you know, that you guys have a lot of tricks up your sleeve.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that you need to, but it's just the way of the today.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then I started playing weddings, and I have my own 5-piece band, and then I also play with this big 13-piece band, and we play every style of music. And they're just the guys in the band and the girls in that band are the most talented musicians on the Chicago scene. They all want to be just like me. They all want to play their own music, but they need to support their families. And so we go out and we just, like, you know, the drum, like, I am so lucky to be able to play with the drummer and the bassist and the keyboardist and these vocalists every week, because I'm learning so much about how to be in a band. I was never in, I was in a high school band, but ever since then I was solo. And so I learned, you learn how to communicate on stage, and that's another crazy important thing. Well,
and then when you get to go on tour with a big band and you're the opener or the support act, when they call you on stage, you'll know exactly what you're doing.
Absolutely.
You know, one thing that I learned is, so I'm like, you like original music. I love original music. My whole job is find the next new artist, find the next new song. I'm stimulated by that.
Yeah.
But the everyday average fan, every once in a while, would love to hear a cover song. I remember I know you've got your Space t-shirt on. That's one of my very favorite venues in Chicago, so shout out for Space.
Yep.
But I remember taking some friends there once to hear a new artist, and one of my friends leaned over halfway through the show and she said, "Is this artist going to sing Anything I Know?" And then the other friend, literally unbeknownst to me, to that other one, leaned over and said, "Did they sing Anything Familiar?" And I was like, wait, what? You guys don't even know why we're here. But I quickly learned they need something familiar, you know, and so I wrote a blog once called "Your Cover is Our Security Blanket." And it's almost like when you throw in a cover in your set halfway through, you're almost inviting the audience in, like, A, I know you, B, I know what music you grew up on, and C, I'm inviting you into my set. So what do you think about covers? Because I know you're doing some podcasts with covers and things.
Yeah. It's called Pat Plays the 90s. And I cover each episode. I talk about one song that I have a very distinct memory of from the 90s, and then at the end of the episode I'll show you how I record it piece by piece, and I do it in my style. So that's the most important thing about a cover, is it invites the listener who doesn't necessarily know your original music. It invites them into your world when you put your own spin on it, because you can, you know, you lean into the way the song sounded for them a little bit. But, like, if I'm playing an older event or something, and it seems like they aren't tuning into, like, my stuff, or like even if I'm already doing covers, I can play them the way that Pat McKILLEN would play, like, Fleetwood Mac. So it doesn't sound like Stevie, even though she would be singing, but I'll do it like.
Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom, and who am I to keep you down?
Then you get to the chorus.
Thunder only happens when it's raining, and players only love you
So like,
Yeah, you do that in the middle of a set, and I mean, everybody my age will just completely
because
quiet
now
and go back to 1976.
now
right?
you got them in your hand.
Totally.
And the next song,
yeah.
if you take that moment and you get them to lean in, now that next song that you want to do something that means something more to you, you've got them. So.
And I also think that the audience loves you even more because you look even smarter to them because you've branched out, you've included them in something, you know about something that they know about. I don't know. To me, I mean, I honestly, any band who plays at any of my shows, even our festival, I say, please throw a cover in halfway through because I know my audience.
Right.
And I know that they'll go nuts for that. So you covered a Chance the Rapper song.
Yeah.
And it's called Same Drugs. Would you be able to play us like one stanza from that?
Sure. Same Drugs is actually like a pretty ballady song on his
Yep.
on Coloring Book. But I just made it into like an acoustic cover. And he does, so like his version is like, yeah. And so he kind of rap sings it. And I don't know that I'm capable of doing that, but I just kind of sing it the way that I would sing it. Like,
we don't do the same drugs no more. We don't do the same drugs, do the same drugs no more. She don't do the same drugs no more. We don't do the same drugs, do the same drugs no more.
and I think for a guy who maybe had been playing very singer-songwriting style songs for the rest of the night, doing covers of Counting Crows or doing my own original stuff, then you drop that song in, and again, you kind of like you said, it's like a way of extending the conversation to people who maybe you didn't have before. It
Agreed.
opens it up.
Yeah, I love your cover of that. And people can go, like after this, go listen to Chance's Same Drugs and then listen to Pat's. And it's just really fun. A lot of these things are out on video on YouTube, so it's very easy to find. Can you tell us a little bit about looping? So when you are a one-man band, and for in search of a better word, a one-man band, you can make the song so full because of something called looping. And a lot of people don't understand how looping works.
Yeah.
Most people aren't close enough to the stage to actually watch you do it. Can you just run us through, really like you're talking to a kindergartner, what does looping do and why does that allow you to, do a show with just you and just your guitar?
Totally. Essentially, you have a foot pedal that allows you to record on the fly everything that you're playing. So I stomp on the pedal. It's a start button or a start pedal. So you stomp start, and whatever you play in that next, however long you want to keep it going, then you stomp it again, and it has to be in time because otherwise it's all herky jerky. But so that will loop around, and so then using an effects pedal as well, I can add another layer of electric guitar on top of the acoustic. And then I can step on my octave pedal and add a bass section to it so that it comes full. And then playing acoustic guitar, I can smack and tap the guitar so that it becomes a percussion instrument.
So every time you tap or hit the pedal, it's recording another channel, sort of.
Another
because
layer.
It always, when I watch it, because I love to watch those of you who loop, and there are all sorts of artists out there who do it with violin and other things. Sometimes you can even make a sound with your mouth or with your hand, so you can just layer anything. But it looks so scientific, though, then when you try to actually play the song. Does it just know what to do?
I mean, when you're not right in time, you have to stomp it right in time. Otherwise, the first section that you build, which for me is usually either a percussion, like kind of tap section, or a rhythm acoustic part, if that part's off, you're building on top of a flawed piece, which
That would be like if I tried it.
So like sometimes there will be like a 16th of it. It'll be a 16th of a note off, and like most people won't hear it, but me, if I don't abort, if I don't just bail out on the song and start again,
Exactly.
then it's off the whole time, and I
my
hear
God.
it every single time. So
Can we have some fun with you?
sure.
I'm going to say 2 words, and you just have to tell me, like, fire away which one is you, okay?
Okay.
Studio or stage?
Stage. But that's tough.
I know that's tough, because you probably love both places,
Yeah.
right?
Stage.
Well, and studio's perfection and stage isn't.
Yeah.
That's how I sort of think of it.
That's what I say to my
Dog-
band. That's what I say to my band before we start. I always say, because like some bands you play that they're very like they want everything the same every night. They want it very rigid, and that's cool. That's a whole nother thing. But for me, I coined the phrase, it's performance, it's not perfection.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's another one for those artist wannabes.
Yeah.
Piece of your wisdom. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Beer or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Text or Zoom?
Text.
Rock or punk?
Rock.
Chips or cookies?
Chips.
Damn you. All you guys like salt.
Yep.
Swim or bike?
Bike.
Nap or run?
Nap.
Me too. Space or sea?
Space.
And last one, sci-fi or comedy?
Sci-fi.
Good answers. You get an A+. It's very easy to find Pat McKILLEN on Spotify and on YouTube. And now this is going to sit on our YouTube channel, the Valslist YouTube channel, forever and ever.
Yep.
And anything else? You're probably producing some new stuff, so we should keep an eye on you.
Yep.
And
Got
see what you're rolling out there.
New record coming out later this year. Just finished it up. Just finished mixing during quarantine. So put the time to good use.
Thank you, Pat. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Valslist. See ya.
Take care.